Hi everyone, I'm here today with my April reading review. This is a new series I'm going to be doing where I look back at the previous month's reading and see how many books I read off my TBR, how many books I've read, how my reading month went in general versus my purchases, and just little things like that, just little handy stats as much as anything. So, April, what a month. I can tell you that I didn't buy any physical books. Well done me. I did buy 21 Kindle books though. I'm not really sure what was going on with that. 21 books. You will see those coming up later in my book haul when I have that up, so I'm sure by then I'll have worked out why I bought so many. I also had a pretty horrific month for NetGalley requesting, as I got 22 NetGalley books. This would all be fine. It'd be fine. But I only read 2 books last month. 2. I can't remember how many were on my TBR, but it will have been at least 10. I will link the TBR up in the cards and also down in the description below so you can check that out and see what I read versus what I didn't read on that TBR. I mean, anything that was on that TBR I am rolling over to this month. And I have got a week off work this month, so that should help me catch up a little bit with my reading. But still, that was a very poor month of reading, and usually if I have a poor month of reading, I don't acquire many books either, because it usually means I'm in a reading slump. But in April, I was not in a reading slump. I was just reading some very slow books. So the first book I finished in April was The Ashes of London by Andrew Taylor, which was a historical fiction / thriller, but in my opinion, the thriller bit only happened towards the end of the book. I have a full spoiler-free review of this book, so I'll leave that linked in the cards and also down below as well, so you can check that out if you want to. But basically, it was just a very, 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 very slow read. It took me so long to get through. It was also quite long compared to other stuff that I got on my TBR, so that probably wasn't the best place to start. As for my other Kindle read that I attempted that month, I then moved on to The Fire Court, again by Andrew Taylor, which was the second book in the series, but I wasn't able to finish that in the same month, and I was reading that for a couple of weeks solid. And so that will feature in my May reading review. And yeah, the combination of those books meant that I just didn't get to anything else on my Kindle at all, which is just really, really sad. I mean, I did make excellent progress in terms of Harry Potter, as my other book that I read last month and finished was The Goblet of Fire, so I'm really, really happy about that. Again, I've got a review of that if you want to check that out in the cards and also down below, of my rereading experience with that book. And that was all I read, which feels really sad. I mean, I was happy that I got through a Harry Potter book. I was happy to have got through that really slow historical fiction book, and then just nothing else happened. I've not been in a mood to listen to audiobooks, so I've made no progress at all on my audiobook, which is just really sad. That just leaves me with nothing else to really report. So a few other stats that I have got from last month. I started on 735 subscribers, and by the end of the month I had 731. This is sad because that is backwards. And I'm wondering whether perhaps that's because throughout the whole of April, one of my goals was to upload a video every other day. And for the most part at the same time as 6 PM. And I reached that goal. I uploaded a video every other day, and I only missed the 6 PM target once. I think I uploaded at 6:30. So I'm thinking maybe some of those people that had unsubscribed didn't want to see a video from me every other day. But the rest of you are still here, and I'm enjoying it, so I'm going to keep up with that because I'm really enjoying producing a variety of content and being able to go back to uploading individual book reviews again, rather than worrying about trying to fit wrap-ups into my hectic schedule. Because when I'm doing these videos, it doesn't matter when I film them, and I just sit and record them in bulk, and they can be uploaded any day. It doesn't really matter, whereas things like reading wrap-ups are really stressful to try and fit in when you are busy all the time. So yeah, I feel like this is working for me, and if you don't enjoy me with a video every other day, either ignore or unsubscribe, I suppose. So because I had a wonderful schedule where I actually kept to it with the thanks to this book, of which again I talked about how I'm using this notebook in another video, so I'll leave that linked too. And that led to me sticking to my goal of uploading every other day. That means that I uploaded 15 videos in the month of April, and I'm so proud of that. That is just such an achievement for me, because I've always been a little bit rubbish at being consistent. And so this is something that I want to keep on going into this month too. My May goal is definitely upload a video every other day at 6 p.m. And if I can do it 2 months running, the pride will be even more. So another thing that I noted down for April was that in my actual April stats bit, I noted the most watched video from the month before, and the month before that was an interview with Emily Savada. So my most watched video during the month of April was my Kindle Unlimited review, which in some ways makes sense because it's going to be something that appeals to so much more than just my subscribers. It'll be something that random people will stumble across, and so that's not really surprised me. It has surprised me how far behind my book haul was though, so I'm thinking that flash book hauls maybe didn't work for me. So when I film my next book haul straight after this, I'm going to be going back to the usual sort of style and seeing how that one performs. So that's about all I really have to say. April, not a great reading month, great month for picking up books, great month for being organised, but yeah, the reading sort of went a bit So let's see how this month goes, and I will see you next month with a video just like this one to see how everything pans out. Let me know what your plans for May are and how April went for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe by clicking the image of me somewhere around here if you want to see more book reviews and other bookish content from me. And I will see you soon. Bye bye!